Like, I think that's where the artist sweet spot comes in, and that's where your best work will come out. Like when everything is exciting for you, and you're you're coming up with new ideas, and like me doing the podcast right now, like I never had the idea to do it before, but I'm excited to come and
Great
do it,
idea.
Yeah, like, and when we did the behind the scenes footage last year, like I was 9 years in, and I was like sort of getting that insanity complex of, if I keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, I probably won't grow anymore. And I was like, well, let's try, let's throw a wrench in the plan, and let's see if this behind the scenes footage can grow a little bit, because I've always had the like mentality that when all is said and done, and we're gone 100 years from now, like this is the type of content that people will look back on, and they'll feel like they get to know us a little bit more. Like they'll be like, they'll understand the way we laugh, or our sense of humor, and the way we think. And this is the content that's so much more than us just being a music artist behind the song. I just want to mention, like, Kyle, KPR World, man, it's good to have you.
Yeah, nice to be here, man. Chief Kelly, great dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For anyone who don't know, we worked together a little bit. I think the last year and a half we did.
I was doing like studio behind the scenes.
Yeah. You were sort of videographer for me, but you were also like an incredible music artist, bro. And
man, love. Likewise, bro. Right back at you.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, just want to like let people know, like you said, you're working on a new project as well.
Oh yeah. So for anybody who's watching, this video is definitely going to be out after the song drops. But it's currently Thursday, August 7th. There is a song called Escape Velocity dropping tonight at midnight. And then directly following that, I have a part 1, part 2 EP. Escape Velocity Part 1, Part 2. The single that I'm dropping is the namesake for it. I'm going to have a music video coming on the 15th for one of the songs on Part 1. Clearly with the Part 1, Part 2, it's a different vibe from each. Going to be a lot of different music. I got a couple features on there. Luke Mara, he's going to be on there. Trent Kyle's on there. And then we're going to have some merch. Actually going to be performing tomorrow as well with Luke. Nice. Sundown in the City in Lafayette. So a lot of exciting stuff going on recently, man. And honestly, it's all just really been in the course of the last couple of weeks. Like, I've always been recording and working on stuff, but there's just been kind of a snowball effect over the last couple of weeks.
For sure. Like, when it comes to like releasing projects, do you sort of do it where you like release one song at a time and then try to build up sort of the promotion, or do you like dropping them all together? And
that's a good question.
And if you do, like for this upcoming one, what made you decide to want to do it as 2 different parts?
So for the first half of that question, I guess with the like in putting out songs with a project, it kind of just to me, I'm like really methodical with everything I do. So I guess it's just kind of like project dependent. I drop a lot of EPs. I've only ever dropped 2 albums. But both times with the albums I had, there's a couple songs from the album that was out before the full album, to give people kind of an idea.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime I drop an album, that's something I want to do. With EPs though, this is the first time where I've really like, okay, I've got a namesake single that's not even on Part 1. Escape Velocity is on Part 2.
Is this sort of like the flagship song too that you're really like? Is it going to be like the intro track, or the one that you're going to sort of push out the most?
Yeah, I think because I've been recording a bunch of music live over the last couple of weeks, and that was one of the ones that I've done on live. But just the reaction that I got from people from it, it's like I'd be wrong not to make that song be the one. You know what I mean?
Well, and the way like Spotify works too is like if you do a full album, you can only submit one for like the like Discover Weekly and playlists and stuff like that anyway. So I think it makes more sense to try to drop everything, not everything, but at least like a couple singles before, and then try to build up and
make that namesake single be the one.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you sort of get the promotion twice. So like you get it as a single, and then when they drop it again, especially if it's like the intro track or something, it just helps push in the algorithms. I think that's how I've found the most success doing it.
Absolutely. And people will be able to see once the Part 2 is out, they'll actually be able to see like, okay, how the song flows with the rest of the project. Cause that's something else I care a lot about too. Like I know some people will put out a project and they'll just throw like, an album, like 10, 15 songs, they just throw them all on there. And there's no like listening order. Like if I'm dropping an album or even with these EPs, like I want people to listen to it from the first song all the way to the last one, like without skipping.
Right. So you kind of, when you're making it and like sort of organizing the singles or the songs, you sort of have it in mind that you want everyone to listen as a complete experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a story almost. You're just like you go from the first page to the next page. Like each song is a page in the book.
So with you doing Part 2, you said it's like a different genre, or it's like different sound, or
yeah, it's really just like a different style because I've done acoustic stuff in the past, like softer, more emotional music. And the Part 2 is not fully acoustic, but it's got I want to say 3 Yeah, 3 of the 5 songs on it are fully acoustic. So the first 5, it's pretty much like harder hitting,
Yeah.
like in your face, like the stuff that you want to just jam out to. And then the part 2, it's like the 180 of that. So it's like instead of, they're both, because you're feeling both emotions, but this side is completely different than this one. Because on this side, you're more like, it's more of like an internal, like makes you look at yourself a little bit.
Are they connected in the same way of like you want everyone to listen to both parts together, or do you sort of are they sort of independent of each other?
I mean, I would say they're definitely like it's a like together.
Complete
There's
experience.
togetherness there, yeah, but it's not probably not a thing where I'd say like, oh, if you listen to all the way through part 1,
Right.
you immediately have to go listen to part 2
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like, if you aren't, if you're feeling amped up and you want music that's going to give you energy, part 1 is for that. Part 2 can be too, but it's just going to be a different energy. So,
Sure,
it's
sure.
just kind of depends on people's moods.
And like so like you said you've been making music like 5 years or so now,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Like what was like how do you think your music approach has changed and sort of what inspirations do you have now or what got you into, making the style of music that you make?
The way that it's changed, I would say like I feel like before I probably thought too much about my creative process in the sense that
Like self-critical?
yeah, well, not maybe not self-critical, but in the way that I let it kind of hold me back from just doing what I was able to do. Um, whereas now, but that's just kind of a growth thing too. You know what I mean? Like as you get more comfortable, as you get the reps in, you flex the muscle,
Right,
it's
right.
just going to get stronger. And I feel like that's like was a big thing for me was that I'm at a point now where I know what my process is. I know what works. But that's not to say that I ever have felt like I can't grow anymore as an artist
100%.
or a person even because it's like, if you ever hit that point where it's like, well, I can't learn anything else, I can't grow at all anymore. Well, you just, you're hindering yourself from ever reaching your full potential, whatever that
Yeah.
might be,
Yeah.
because you can't even see it.
And I think that's what I've seen with a lot of like artists that are starting out. Like they almost feel like they have a certain stigma that they need to hit, like especially with the type of music they make versus just doing what they gravitate towards and being the most creative that they can be. And I think it makes a huge difference now with the way marketing is because I talked with Luke about it on the last podcast where it's like you almost have to have a marketable song or chorus or something to feel like you can get good views on it
Mm-hmm.
versus going the most creative route, like, if like what Frank Ocean and Kanye used to make, where it really was like off the wall experimental track.
Like nobody had
But
heard it
yeah,
before.
but you can't throw it over a TikTok or something, so it doesn't feel like it would be as successful in today's world.
Well, I mean, that just goes with, like personally, like what do you view as success?
Right.
Is
That is a
that
good point. That is a good point.
like is it whether my song has a million people doing a little dance to it on TikTok,
Yeah.
or is it, I dropped this song and the next day somebody just messaged me and told me that it saved their life? Like,
Yeah.
what do you, what matters
That
to
is,
you?
yeah, that is a good point.
Because I mean, like, and I said this on my story the other day, bro. I do this every now and then. I'll just go on like a little rant. You probably saw it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it's like, dude, the amount of times where because I've sat through probably over 1,000 sessions, bro. I don't know how many sessions I sat through when I was in Ohio, just like in the studio. But like the amount of times I've heard somebody say, like, when asked what got them into music, it's like, oh, bro, I want to be rich and famous off this. It's
Right.
like,
It's the wrong motivation.
what's wrong with you? Like, you like that is because you're not gonna make art. You're gonna make what you think is a sellable product.
Right.
Like which sure you might have a sellable product, but people are gonna see right through it because it's empty.
Yeah.
At least anybody that actually cares about
Yeah, and it's like in its number one file. I mean, you're doing something probably 1,000 other people are, some pop punk track or whatever is the
just
most.
chasing like the popular sound of the
Yeah.
moment, which you see that a lot nowadays just because of the internet. It's like, well, he got big off of that sound. Well, I've never made music before, but now I'm gonna make it and it's gonna sound just like that.
100%.
Like,
And I think the artists that are like remembered or that I gravitated towards growing up is like the ones that have a story to tell. Something that I feel like I got to know them a little bit because of the music that they make and the way they had their lyricism, written. It was
absolutely, yeah.
and obviously I like sad music and my lyricism sort of gravitates towards that too. But I think, if that's the sort of experience that you've had living, like then that's your story, that's your
Mm-hmm.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is like important to be able to express. And for these guys that are just trying to chase the money or the views, you're never gonna get anything out of them.
Well, and then they might get something like for a very short period of time, but I know I've seen this just over the last few years. Like it doesn't last.
Right.
Like
And they get discouraged easily.
they'll be around for a little bit, and then
100%.
Like, what are they doing now? I
Yeah.
mean, people try to say Lil Pump's still around, bro, but like, no, he's not.
Yeah, no.
No, the fuck he's
No.
not.
But Lil Pump, he had 2 tracks that he just made all of his money from, and then he got to dip out a little
Hey
bit.
man, I'm not. I mean, he had the entire game in a chokehold for
Yeah.
like 2 years,
That
bro.
whole SoundCloud era was like, is this
Clout
in the
goggles
zeitgeist?
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. So I mean, like the music that you make, what would you say sort of your genre? Like if you were describing to someone that maybe hasn't heard your music
Hasn't
yet.
heard it. I would say it's like a good mix. It's like alternative emo rap. Like, but there's elements of both that are completely separate from one another. Because it's like I'll have a fully acoustic song that doesn't have. I mean, it doesn't have like rap elements in it, but in the sense of it being like emo rap, it's just like I put a part of myself in my music.
Sure.
So, I mean, you can tell that in the lyrics and like just in how like the way that I deliver the lyrics too.
Like if you were in a playlist, what big artists that you were inspired by do you think would be next to your music?
Oh, like up there.
Yeah, like in sort of same sound slash vibe.
Yeah, I could see probably like Brennan Savage. Um, I mean, there's like like Brennan Savage, Mac. I've gotten a lot of comparisons, especially recently.
Like Lil Peep style
Yeah,
stuff
Lil
too.
Peep, dude. Yeah, that's a bit. I mean, that was like Peep, Juice, and Mac are like some of my biggest inspirations. You could throw Six Dogs in there, um, and then
Yeah, that's what is insane is like those guys that because it's similar, like came up with those, those being my inspirations and that whole SoundCloud era, but it's like, those dudes passed away.
mhm,
And that sort of like that happened. It almost like changed my approach to how I made music because it was like, these guys were loved by millions of people, yet they were still going through these like insane inner battles and demons. And that like scared me to the point where like I've had the opportunity to go like tour or at least travel and perform and stuff like that, but it's
mhm.
like I almost chose to be more conservative because I was afraid of what might happen. And maybe my music could be at like a different place now, but I think that I
It was just
I'm
like a thing.
healthier. I'm
Yeah,
healthier
you did it for
from
your
rap.
own well being. Yeah, and
Right.
I feel like with all of those people, um, with Six Dogs, it wasn't because of anything with the music. He was, I believe he was schizophrenic. He like,
Right. Right.
yeah, I don't know if you knew about that whole how that happened, but his story is really, really sad.
But
Pete,
yeah, little Peep Juice and
yeah,
Mac and
dude, it's like, I've said this before recently, and I'll say it, I'll keep saying, I'll say it till I die. I don't care. Like part of the reason that I'm even still here is because of music, right? Like, when I was going through some of the lowest of the low points in my life where, I really didn't want to do this shit anymore. Music, like the fact that there was somebody's song or whoever it was, just an artist, somebody that I felt like they could relate to what I was going through. I related to what they were talking
right
about. And so like just that like glimmer of, like
understanding.
yeah,
Yeah.
the understanding somebody else is, dealing with the same thing. It was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And in the years since, like with me making music, and it's like where my artist name comes from. It's like because it was my social media stuff before. I think for like it's been like 7-8 years now. But I would, it was like KPR World because KPR is just my initials, and then I had World because it's like, well, even then I was like, I'm just sharing a part of myself with the world, right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's like it made sense to me, and it made even more sense when I was like trying to figure like when I first started making music, I was like, what should I go by? And I was like, well, you don't have to change anything.
Right.
And I mean with the music, bro, that's like all I want to do is like I want to do for other people the same thing that music did for me.
Right.
And
You want to
still
kind of be the conduit to say like you can survive
yeah,
this
keep
because
going, like
yeah.
keep going, like I know people have there's been like the moniker going around like I saw somebody post it, but it's like sad, like stay another day. And like I never
Oh,
thought
that's
about that, but like, I have that there. And so now it's like, well, that's not necessarily what it meant to me when I got it, but I can add new meaning onto
yeah.
it where it makes sense. Um
So now that you've made music for 5 years or so, and like those guys being your inspiration, I mean that was like pre-COVID almost.
mhm.
A lot of those, what sort of made you eventually take the leap into
And then
actually releasing?
music, dude. So I had never, up until booked my first session, I had never done anything musically. Like, I mean, I'd been in choir when I was in like third grade, fourth grade, just
Mm.
like in school, but
You
never.
play instruments?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I need to learn how to play guitar. That's like we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I really want to play like be able to play my acoustic songs and like fully perform them and not
Yeah.
have to have anything playing. Um, but I was I had moved. I was living in Indiana, which is I went to high school and a little bit of college here, but I had moved with an ex-girlfriend to Ohio because like this was right when COVID started to get bad. I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life.
Yeah, yeah.
I had, there was a situation that happened. Sam, Sam Arabia, if you watching this, fuck you. Had a
Who's that?
had a roommate in Bloomington try to like have his friends steal all my shit. We lived in a duplex. My neighbor called the cops on him. They got caught. Fuck y'all. So I was like, dude, and I was wanting a reason, like I wanted to get out of Indiana. So I was like, let me get the fuck out of here. So I moved with her. We were living at her parents for a while. I got a job at a psych hospital. So I was working there for like a year and a half, but like probably like 10 months into it, I was like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, cause I didn't know anybody there. I was just going to work, going back to my place. Like,
Sort of having like an identity crisis in a way.
yeah, bro.
Were you nervous at first, like going into it, or
Um,
was it just that you never thought about
I'd never thought about it. Yeah.
making music? Yeah,
Yeah. And then, I mean, when I finally booked that session, I mean, up to that point, like when I was kind of like tossing the idea around,
yeah.
I would just like listen to beats and then I would like
Hmm.
type out, like write in my notes. And then I would go down the hall to my boy Marcus's place and like play the beat and then rap over it. And he'd be like, oh, bro, this is fire. Like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Which, my early stuff wasn't the best, Marcus. Let's be real. But I fucking love you. Uh, I love you still because that's like true day one, bro. Like I was going
Yeah,
over there even to this day. Like a few months ago, he was like asking me to send him in like one
yeah.
of my
That's
first
awesome.
songs. But yeah, no, I booked that session and then I mean it was just fucking raps, dude.
Since
Like
then.
yeah, I mean that
So have you had any time, like period of time, where you've thought about putting it down, or like self doubt sort of situation, or has it sort of been 5 years of continually progressing the way you've like been making music?
I mean, it's been a roller coaster. Yeah. When I was in Ohio, I technically worked at a studio, but nobody ever booked me for anything. It was like the most hole in the wall studio ever that you could
Sure.
get like professional ass quality out of.
Right.
So everybody loved it. But, uh, so I was just there like all the time. Like when I talk about like sitting through sessions, like, they had one sound engineer who still mixes my music to this day. He's still one of my best friends. Um, but I would just sit in there like listen through people's sessions. So like that kind of helped me grow as an artist too, just
Just
in
absorbing all
yeah,
of it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
just seeing other people's processes, like part of it too was just the fact that some people like not calling it blind confidence, but like the confidence like that people were able to exhibit. It's like, okay, like,
You
and
feed off of it a little
yeah,
bit.
kind of, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, like, all right, yeah, I could do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not in the sense that I heard somebody record a song and it's like, oh, I'm going to go make that,
Yeah.
but it's like, I got that in me. I feel like everybody does. You know what I mean? It's
100%.
like, you kind of just have to tap the vein. That's really it. Like, everybody has greatness in them. You just have to figure out what it is for yourself because it's going to be something different.
Yeah. And like, how long were you writing and recording before you got up to the point where you're like, I think this is something I can release as my, my official artist?
Well, I mean, I was dropping real quick.
Oh,
Like,
you were?
oh yeah,
So
dude.
you weren't hesitant to do
Oh
that.
no, I started dropping like right away.
Were you just
Yeah.
doing mainly SoundCloud, or were you also like going through
Yes.
DistroKid and
I
stuff like
was
that?
doing I was doing SoundCloud right away. I didn't drop my first song on all platforms until I think it was like end of that year actually. Cuz I started making music in 2021, like
Mhm.
February of 2021.
That's when you like first released your first song.
Mhm. And then yeah, I put out my first song on all platforms. Let me actually double check. I don't want to be wrong here cuz I know I waited. I would like drop or I would record stuff and then I'd wait like
Hmm.
a long time. Um Partially because like I was saying, like just methodical with it. Like
Right, right, right.
didn't want to yeah, into 2021. Yeah, okay. Wild. And that song's still out fine on all platforms. I think I made that like I don't know, like I want to say like October of that year. So I'd been making music for like 8 months at that point. I made that song, but there was like I think like the defining moment where it was like, oh yeah, like
I can
music,
do this. Yeah.
I can do this. I recorded a song called Too High. It's on the same album as
Hmm.
Fine, Lost Boy Files, but I recorded it and we like did it in an hour session. Like AJ was the type of dude, he's actively mixing your stuff as you're working on it. So, I would, that was still when I was at the hospital. So I would book like, hour, 2 hours. I was really like careful with how I did it. And he's had a 6 hour session after that.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember him saying, uh, he said two things. Like the first time we played it through, he was like, "Yeah, you need to drop this song and then just wait for labels to start calling." But then which everybody, if you're
They'll
making
gas
music
you
and
up,
you
yeah.
yeah, you'll say some stuff like that, true or not. But if you believe it to be true, it could be.
Yeah.
And then he made a comment where I was like, okay, like this means more than the first thing he said. He had a 6-hour session after my session. He was like, dude, I wish I could just cancel the session and work on this song.
So
Like
he was more excited about that than his own stuff.
like he was more he was more excited about that than making $300
Right.
after. And to me it was like, okay,
Sort of a defining moment.
yeah, it was just like that vote of confidence, for even him, because he was I'd watched him sit through sessions. We didn't have a relationship like that at the time,
Right.
and then just over time became best friends because like I was just in there all the time, like
Yeah, 100%.
didn't have a choice but to see me.
Is that sort of where it clicked for you, where you wanted to sort of fully commit to like releasing projects and sort of doing the, cliche artist schedule in a way?
Yeah, no, that was, I mean, because I was recording so much, and I had already, even like the first like month or two, I'd put out an EP. Like I was like,
Right,
I
right.
was on it.
Yeah, you love the process. It's hard.
Yeah, dude,
You just feed into it, I
that
think.
feeling of recording your first song and then hearing it back, bro.
Yeah,
There's nothing like it. Like,
100%.
and I think the only feeling that I could, pit that it's comparable to would be performing.
Right.
Like, which those two things between like hearing that like a song played back, the like right when you finish it, and performing are like you
Yeah, the
can't.
two most euphoric.
Yeah, I mean, and now it makes sense when people say like, oh, artists are always chasing something. It's like, yeah, dude, I want to be on a stage with a mic every day. Like, what do
Yeah.
you, of course I'm going to chase that.
Right, right.
Of course I'm going to chase the feeling of, damn, I made that. Like, this is,
Yeah,
and not having to touch it and just, all right, now how, like, just the process. Like,
100%. I
what do
think
I do
like
next?
so I've been making music like 11 years, and I think the one thing that I've realized, like, because I'll go through spurts where obviously you have downtimes where it feels like nothing's clicking, and you could call it writer's block or
I just
whatever.
went through that like earlier this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, and I have these moments where what I call them is like strides, where it feels like everything's clicking, and every song you're writing, it feels like one that could be like your biggest hit. And I always try to tell people like to lean into that as much as possible. Like, don't think it's always gonna be around. Like, if you are in a headspace where you can crank out an album in 3 weeks, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like, feed into it as much as
That's what I've
possible.
been on recently, bro.
Yeah,
I know that feeling.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's so important for artists to have, like, because you're gonna get to a point where it's gonna feel like
It's going to feel
you're
like
gonna
work.
question yourself, yeah, and you're not gonna feel gravitated to do it or excited about it. But whenever that does happen, which maybe for me it happened, 6 weeks at a time for however long, every couple years or whatever. Like, I think that's where the artist sweet spot comes in, and that's where your best work will come out. Like, when
Hmm.
everything is exciting for you, and you're you're coming up with new ideas, and like me doing the podcast right now, like I never had the idea to do it before, but I'm excited to come and
Great
do it.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, and
great
when we did the
idea.
behind the scenes footage last year, like I was 9 years in, and I was like sort of getting that insanity complex of, if I keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, I probably won't grow anymore.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, let's try, let's throw a wrench in the plan, and let's see if this behind the scenes footage can grow a little bit, because I've always had the like mentality that when all is said and done, and we're gone 100 years from now, like
Dust.
this is the
Yeah.
type of content that people will look back on, and they'll feel like they get to know us a little bit more.
Hmm.
Like they'll be like, they'll understand the way we laugh, or our sense of humor and the way we think. And this is the content that's so much more than us just being a music artist behind the song.
Yeah, or just like a picture of us. It's like, I mean, ultimately the internet has just turned into a digital scrapbook, bro.
Right, right.
Like,
And this is the stuff that like makes people know that we are much more than, some sad lyric or something. It's something that my family can look back on and be like, yeah, I got to know him a little bit more.
well, because this is a side of us that, people don't get to see that all the
Right.
time, of just like, just truly ourselves. You know what I mean? Because we don't get that all the time. And I
Yeah.
know you know what I mean when I
Yeah,
say
100%.
that. Like,
And when you're obviously making music and stuff, like, it's polished, right? Like, you can go back and smooth out the parts that you don't like, or the parts that you don't want to show other people. But like when we did the behind the scenes, and you sort of catch those raw moments where, you cracked a small joke in between, or the freaking lights flickering, and
oh
and
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
get like,
Just
that's
like the
this.
little fun shit, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And your mannerisms and the way you interact with people. I think that's such dope content that my favorite artists have. And I think that's sort of the stuff I want to build upon more. Obviously making music is so important too, but I think the content that shows the type of person you are is like huge. And obviously I want this podcast to sort of be a platform for that, like for my guests and stuff, so their followers can say, oh yeah, I got to know him a little bit more from those videos that he was making. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
killing it, bro. I can tell you now, there's already a bunch of people who are excited to watch this. So
Yeah, for sure, and I appreciate it, bro. And I hope that your followers or your supporters, they're able to see it and like, oh shit, I got to know KP. The way he thinks a little bit more.
man, we got some people on my lives that know who you are already. So
Oh, that's awesome. And I do want to jump into that too. Like we were chopping it up before, but like the way you've been marketing your music lately, it's you said you've gravitated a lot towards like TikTok Live and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like sort of if you can explain to people like sort of how that works and
happen.
how it's been able to help your music grow.
Yeah, so it all happened because I took a bunch of time off work. So, if you are bouncing an idea around in your head of like right or wrong, just do it. You know what I mean? The worst that can happen is, you just go back to that job after a couple weeks,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I still did. But, um,
Yeah, I still got a job
but
too,
it's
guys.
like I took the time off and I'd gone live a couple times prior to that. Really, just no expectations. And then, I took the time off and I decided, I'm going to just do that. And so all I had done up to that point was I would go on live. I would have like, you could put like a sticker above your head that says, my artist name, then Spotify, Apple. And then, I would just start playing through my catalog. Like I would just, have my music playing, just chilling, talking.
So you were sort of recording like your studio sessions, or like you going over the unreleased stuff,
Yeah, I was, at that point I was just playing through stuff that was out. I was playing some unreleased stuff
or like
when,
a listening party.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's like for them, it's music they haven't heard.
right.
For me, it's music that's been out for 3
So you
years.
kind of
And
just want to show
yeah.
show new people.
But it's like, I've always been, even with the stuff that, I've put out 3 years ago, it's like, it's going to last. Like, I know it's going to last. Honestly, I wouldn't have put it out if it wasn't. Cause there's a lot of music where, I've just ended up tucked and there's never anything that's going to happen with it. Every artist knows how that goes.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so I was just playing music for people, and it was the second night is when it really like something clicked, right? So I had a guy hop in, shout out Mitch, bro. Mitch, I know you're gonna be watching this. I had this dude pop in. At the time, didn't know who he was, didn't know. And I'm just talking, doing my thing, same thing I did the night before. And I see him say, he goes, KPR World. He's like, the same KPR World that I've seen on my Spotify Discover Weekly. And I thought he was fucking trolling.
Right, right.
I was like, are you serious? Like, yeah, like that's me.
Full circle
Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
that's me. And he was like, he started talking a little bit. He's like, yeah, like I've seen your name. I recognize your name. I just didn't, when I came in here, I didn't know it was you.
Mm-hmm.
And, like probably 10 minutes go by. And then I mentioned my first album that I'd ever put out, back in 2022. And he freaks out in the chat. He's like, no way. He's like, no fucking way. He's like, I was listening to that on SoundCloud. It's like, 4 years ago, I named another song. And he's like, dude, me and my friend used to hotbox my car to that song. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. So he just found it from the algorithm.
just dude, through the algorithm. And he said he was on like his busiest work week. So if he wasn't, he wouldn't have even been on his phone.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's you. So you've been doing it like what, 3 weeks now or something?
oh,
Like,
dude, I've been
like just
almost
where it's
every,
been able to like click. Yeah, like
oh yeah,
through the
well,
algorithm.
yeah, well now, because the way it's been working is like it'll push it based on how many people are watching, people interacting in the chat, you know the watch time, whatever. And so like the first couple, I was averaging like I would see 10 people. Even now I get excited with 10 people, bro. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
I
Like
mean,
if you're
yes.
sitting performing a song for 10 people, like
Yeah.
still 10 people. It's
100%.
10 people is a lot of people, bro. Whether
Giving their
anybody
time to you. Yeah.
get 10 people and tell them to jump you, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. No, it is.
But
Good a point, bro.
I mean, bro, it's a lot of people. But nah, and so it started to like build, and it was building and building. And at the time when I was first doing it, I hadn't renewed my Pro Tools license because like my hours at work were fucked up. The money wasn't right necessarily. I was like, fuck it. Like, you haven't been recording much, if at all, recently because you're only recording when you go up to Indy. I was like, just fucking renew the license, you
Right.
idiot. Like, why are you waiting? And so I remember because the day I renewed it was July 15th. And from there to now, I've done like 19 songs.
Yeah, it's insane.
And all live too. Like, not
So you've been doing live streams every night.
every night, yeah.
And like, what's the most it's gotten up to?
The other night when I was making breakfast, I had like fucking 215 people watching me eat yogurt, bro.
215 people at the same time?
Yeah.
See, that's where I start to almost get like a little bit
In your
self-conscious of
head,
like the
you
way you
can't.
interact. And right. It's like,
You
how do you
can't though.
stay composed to be
I've
yourself?
I've thought about that because like if you think about it, right? Like if because if I'm while I'm recording them, I just have my phone like right over here. So it's like imagine if you were in a studio and you look through the window.
There's 200 people
There's
watching.
fucking 200. Yeah, bro. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. I would
Yeah.
not be able to do that. But with it just being with it just like being the phone and like it's still people, but
Right.
it's like it's not a mass crowd of them. Essentially
Right.
you got 200
You almost have
people.
to downplay it mentally
Yeah,
so
you
that
got
you stay
a
yourself.
couple hundred people in your hand right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like which I mean it is. I try not
It
to
is
think.
surreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Like because you really can't.
Because they're watching you for you to be yourself.
Yeah, I
So
mean, literally, bro. Like I'll see the same people that come in like every night. Like, and I think the biggest thing for part of like why I've gone so hard at it is it's like
mhm.
what I said, like why I make music, like what I make music for. Like,
To make other people not feel
bro,
alone and
the
stuff like
amount of
that.
those messages that I've gotten just in the last couple weeks, bro.
It gives you a good perspective.
It's like, I mean, it's just like this is why you do it.
Right.
Like this is why you do it. Like don't stop. This is why you do it because and this is another thing too. It's like there'll be the nights where I'm like I get off work late or something, or like I'm kind of debating like not going live. It's like who might need this, right? Like
Right.
I'm
Who might come across it tonight that
that
it
needed
helps.
it tonight. They wouldn't need it tomorrow because they're not going to be here. They needed to
Right.
see this tonight. I've like, and I'm not saying that to like be dramatic, bro.
No, I mean that's yeah.
It's yeah, and it gets me like fired up, bro.
Yeah.
Like like you're talking about the strides, bro. I feel like I'm floating on air right now. Like
Yeah.
I just want
And
to.
you gotta just you just gotta run with it, man.
Yeah, I
You
just want
keep
to
going.
keep like every night, bro. New song, new song. Like even I think the other night I said I wasn't gonna record, and then I did two. Like
Mhm.
I'm fucking. I was like, oh, I
That's
don't have
awesome.
any self control.
Yeah. And Luke talked to me a little bit about it. Like you guys have kind of like you'll be in a studio and you'll sort
That
of
one
go
was
with them.
fire.
Like they'll help you make the song. Like how does that sort of process work? Because obviously, like the way I approach music, I'll be writing a song for 3 to 4 weeks before I get it to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go take this to the studio and polish
Hmm.
it up. What's the creative process when you're doing it on a live stream?
So it's kind of just like how my process works is like a lot of times too. I'll like go based on the beat name. So like oh,
Oh yeah, to
like
catch the vibe.
they'll send me, they'll send me a beat. I'll see the beat name and I'll like try to tie that in somehow. And so that's kind of like my starting block. And so, I mean, I'm the type like I'll just like I'll like hum through the harmonies, try to find something that fits, like has a nice pocket, and then from there it's just like finding the words. Recently, the words have been coming like just I don't even have to think. It's just
Right.
like I hear the beat and I'm like I know exactly kind of
You're in
like
that flow state.
yeah. And then there will be a couple people in the chat like if you're if you get stuck or there's like you have part of a line, people will try to like throw you the other bits of that bone, which some people are very good at it, and then
Mhm.
there's others where it's just like okay,
Yeah.
you tried. I respect I
Right.
respect it. I'm not and you can't like you just have to go to like when I'm recording, I really am paying like no fucking attention to the chat. I'm not looking at how many people are in there.
Right.
I'll like, if I'm like if
You can't
I
psych yourself out or like,
yeah,
break
no,
that
no,
concentration.
not at all. Like if I'm trying to look for an idea or something, then I will, like
Mhm.
if I have part of a line and I see somebody says something, but yeah, you really just kind of have to like blinders on, you know what I mean? Like they're there but they're not.
Yeah.
But they are because like I'm like actively talking to
Yeah. You
everybody
have to
and
interact with them at
oh
least. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh bro, I have this whole I don't remember how it happened. If anybody remembers, please tell me, but I have this flip phone that like is sitting like on my desk. Like I have it with like my childhood Game Boy, just like some other
Uh-huh.
like old shit. And so I started like picking it up and it's about to be merch too, but 1-800 goth shoddy soft alt extension. And so every time I pick up that phone, bro, without fail every time. Just goth shoddy. Like there's yeah, bro. It's the phone doesn't even have a battery in it. So somebody's listening on the other end of that. I don't know who it
Calling
is.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, so just like little like gimmicky shit. I don't know.
Now, if
But
I
I
get
feel
it,
like it's not a gimmick because it's just like funny
no, I mean
shit.
that is dope. Yeah, and it helps like create like the character, like sort of your trademark when people are knowing what to expect in their lives.
Well, yeah, no, I'll have people come in there and be like, "Yo, ring the
Yeah,
hotline."
100%. Yeah, that's the dope stuff. Now, if I get it right, like it almost is like a ranking system, right? Like, do you have different leagues in terms of like when you get more viewers and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
it's based on people donating because like that's how like but
Oh, it's
TikTok
like Twitch, so people
yeah,
can
but
donate.
TikTok takes such an obscene percentage. Like I don't know exactly what it is, but it also like just pushes you more. So like TikTok can take all the percentage at once right now. I really could care less.
Right,
Like I'm not doing it for the money anyway,
because you're building exposure.
but to know that it's pushing it like that, yeah, because it's like I think you start in like the D League, and then it's like D5, and then D4, 3,
Oh, so
2,
it's like
1.
actual ranks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's C5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then B, A. I don't know what comes after those two. I'm in like C1 right now.
So like, what is that? The different tiers, like, what does that change, or is it just
It
like a sort
changes
of?
your For You page push.
So the higher you are, the more likely you will be pushed to more people.
Yeah, from what I was told, if I go from C1 up to the B League, I'm gonna have a 7 times more push. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, which with the push that I'm already getting is like OD.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're at 200 people and like, and you get up to 1,000, that's
I
that's
dude,
life changing
when I
stuff.
saw 50, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
This is
Like,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. But it's like with the like the push that it gets, it's like it's already doing that. Just like in me seeing like some of the people that have come through there, like what's her name, Zoe Coletti. Like,
Right.
Zoe, if you watching this, why didn't you stick around?
Yeah. Shout out Zoe. Shout out Zoe, man.
No, yeah. If anybody's seen Scary Stories in the watch or Tell in the Dark,
Dark in the
yeah,
dark.
is
Yeah.
that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. With that, it's been
That's been
it's been
insane.
wild.
Yeah. Something I like to ask artists that like I talk to on here is this like, if you were in an ideal world where you could live as a musician, a music artist, like what would your lifestyle look like? Would you want to be the type that would be touring and traveling all the time, or you want a more homebody, like you're doing studio sessions and obviously like the live streams that you're doing? Like, what would be the ideal
I mean,
situation?
I like to do stuff. So like, with where I live at right now and how like Indy is like an hour away, like I'm kind of on the more like secluded
Outskirts.
end of it. Yeah. So I'm, I don't, but it's also I don't feel the need to. Like I don't sit and think like, oh, I need to go out and see these people in this town that I don't care about. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, but whereas in that scenario, I'm sure it'd be one of those where like it'd be like an everyday thing,
Yeah.
like I do want to go do tours, bro. Like I want to travel like so bad. I was born in England and I haven't been back. Like so I have these minute memories from when I was 3
Right, right.
and that's it.
You want to experience it again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm, architecture, art in general, just like especially in Europe.
Yeah.
Um
So like, would you want to be like doing a year long tour? Like, what would if you were gonna be on a tour?
oh, like
What's
time
the longest? Yeah,
frame,
what's the longest that you would go before you start kind of feeling that?
the drag.
Yeah, the drain from it. Yeah.
I mean, I would probably have to go on like an extended one to answer that first. I mean, bro, at
Like for me, it's
in
like
my current standing, I would say throw me on a 12-monther, bro.
that's
I
crazy,
throw
man.
me on a 12-monther.
Like
Like
if I go
you're
on like a
telling me I
2 week
don't have to go back to
vacation
the
and
restaurant job? Throw me on a 12-monther,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'll go everywhere.
Well, I see a lot of artists now. They'll do like 6 weeks, but they'll do 6 shows a week,
Oh,
and it's like
nah,
that's
nah.
where it's yeah. I mean,
I would do probably like I feel like 4 a week would be
4 a week.
like a max because you could hit like a midday, but then you're gonna almost have to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like
Yeah.
those or like
And I feel like if you're doing like a 12-month tour,
you
you got to
have
be
to.
surrounded by the right people though
Oh
too.
yeah, you gotta have a
Like I got to have
whole.
my family there. I got to have people that I trust that
Mhm.
because I know when you're performing every night, like we talked earlier, like you get that dopamine kick, and if you're performing constantly, it's like you start to feel drained from
You
it
gotta
as
have
well.
people to keep you level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, and keep you grounded because I'm sure the ego kicks in a little bit after a while when no one's interacting with you like a normal person anymore. You're just this artist up on the stage, right? Like, and you're being hidden behind tour
Bro, that's the
buses
thing
and
that's been weird too about the lives. Is like, I mean, I'm just like, I'm just me, but like
right,
to, that's not the case anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I'm having to like, that's something that I'm having to like realize and like come to terms with. It's like, cause even, it might not seem like I'm a pretty like quiet dude. Like, I like to keep to myself, but
sure,
when I'm
yeah,
around people I'm comfortable with, bro, you won't get me to shut up. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but this is like taught me like, okay, like, open up a little bit more,
Right.
just like because music helped me with that anyway. Like I was never good about talking about like what I was going through, my feelings, and that was part of why I was the way I was, because I would just shut it all out,
Right.
and then it would build up all at once, and there was nothing I could do about it. But then once I started making music, it was like I was able to express myself in ways I never thought possible.
Yeah.
Like, and that helped me then become just better as a person and doing that, on a day to day.
Yeah. Now, like when you started making like the real sad music, like did that, like when I'm making sad songs, like the lyricism, sometimes it does affect me mentally, like during the process of it, because I'm sort of like feels like I'm reliving those emotions and those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I know like sometimes I have to take a step back if I'm feeling too weird about it. Like has it affected you during the music process, like when you're making those darker tracks?
During the process, no, because most of the time when I'm making that sad stuff, I am like actively going through it. So it's
Yeah.
like
You're already experiencing it.
yeah. To me, it's more of a sense of like I just want to get it out.
Right.
And it's helping me get it out. So the act of like the times that I've recorded some of my saddest songs where I'm just like at my worst, by just the act of making that song makes me feel better. Granted, I'll go back and listen. Like there's some songs I really can't like go back and listen to, or it wouldn't be like on my like daily.
Yeah, because of the source material.
Just like how, because I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but it'll remind me of where I was in that time.
Yeah. And I feel like I even experienced that with like some of my favorite songs, like that saved me growing. Like It's Been a While from Stain and stuff like that. Like, or these sadder tracks that I listened to when I was at my lowest. It's like, man, I can't experience that again because it throws me into the loop.
Because it was just different time, different. Yeah.
And I think music really does transcend like emotion and time. Like it really can put you right back into that headspace in a good way and in a bad way. I mean, sometimes I have songs that I lean back on when I want to feel good again too.
No, absolutely. Music is one of the most nostalgic things that we have. Like truly. Because you could listen to a song and it'll remind you of like your favorite memory with a relative from 20 years ago.
Right. Even just some snippet that you heard on their radio playing in the backyard. It's insane.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of like want some of my music now. Like I used to make really dark music, and obviously I still do some every once in a while. But it's like I want to make music also that people connect with in a lighter tone as well. No,
definitely.
Because I want people to feel happy when they're listening to it as well. And, I have the songs that if someone feels alone or depressed, like they can lean into those. But I think it's important too to have
kind of something to check every box for every
like
person.
My mom's like one of my biggest fans, and I don't want my mom feeling sad for me all the time,
That is true.
So,
shout out the moms,
shout out
man.
my mom, shout out mom.
Yeah, shout out mom.
Yeah, it's like, so that's changed my perspective over the last few years too.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, it's been it's just one of those situations where I think changing genres isn't necessarily important, but the source material and the lyricism that every once in a while. My mom wants me to make a country track. I'm like, I can't
make it all, because it can all still be you, but it's all like up in the circle. One of the songs might be here and one of them is going to be over here, but it's still you.
Right. Yeah, because it's like when I was in my early 20s, I was depressed all the time and I was borderline suicidal, and that's where my lyricism shows that. But like it's not like I still make music now where I am sad, but like I have good days too.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to reflect that in lyricism as well.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I couldn't have said that better, honestly. Because like same,
right.
It would just be fucking. I mean, now that you got my heart out and put it on a song,
like you have the supporters from TikTok Live, like that's a lighter tone, like that's a good situation, right? Like, and you want some of your music to reflect that. Yeah, these people are helping me, and I think that it is important to have those songs too. And like, if you're doing like an acoustic style project, that's like a perfect opportunity to sort of push that lighter like mood in a way too.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to end part 2 like on that,
on like a happier note.
Yeah, because
music does save us, it gives us solace, and I think it's good to reflect that, because if we're telling our story, yeah, man, yeah, and if we're telling our story, like we got to show like, yeah, we've gone through the terrible times and stuff like that, but we do have good days too.
Yeah, here I am, like I'm still here,
right, and that is something to be proud of, and I think a lot of artists lose, and I like Lil Peep, like we were talking earlier, and even Six Dogs, like all their music was sad, and because they were actively going through it, right, like, and they never got out of that, which is such a tragic thing to know that they experienced, knowing how many people loved and adored them, but they just never took the time to just absorb that in and and appreciate.
I think Six Dogs maybe a little more so. He was but Peep was definitely fucked up. Peep was fucked up. And
at the time, he was like the biggest artist, underground artist, like SoundCloud at the time everyone loved him.
Yeah, I remember that because I was such a big fan of his. That was like, he was about to explode mainstream. Like he was so close. He had just done a GQ shoot.
I think he was gonna do a collab with like Post Malone.
Yeah,
at the
yep.
time,
They were talking about Post Malone album. He was literally just finishing up that tour. And it was all because I'm almost positive, if I remember from the doc, it was because like the label separated him from the people that
Right.
he needed to be around. He was over in London for like I think like 10, 11 months, and then he came back and his head was just not in the right place.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and the guys you're surrounding yourself with are all fucked. I mean, that's when the
all
Xanax era
shitheads,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, no one really knew how terrible Xanax were at the time, and that fentanyl
Mhm.
was like that dangerous.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I remember watching that video. They got that video of him on the tour bus, and it's like, dude, it's insane that they didn't even know that dude
Man,
died.
hey, whoever took that video, I want to punch you in the throat
Yeah, man,
like
it's terrible.
twice.
It's
Not
terrible.
even just once.
But to think that like he had died for like multiple hours before they even realized it. Like that's what I was
That
talking
speaks
earlier.
on like the people around.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Like if you're doing those multi-month tours, I think it's so important to make sure you're surrounded not by yes men, but by people that genuinely are gonna look out for you.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Not people who are just enjoying like, oh, we're on a tour bus
Yeah, yeah,
and we're, like
yeah.
they got to look at it as more than that because
Right.
it is. It is. It's not just a fucking like little vacation or
100%.
we can do whatever the fuck we want. It's like,
And
bro, at the end of the day, like if you're around somebody who's dealing with stuff, like especially at that level, not just like, mentally, but like with substances as well, like because I've seen it, but you have to care about them more than they care about them
right.
because they might still care about them, but they're too up here
100%.
and they'd rather numb it all down than to actually say, look, I'm gonna handle this, I'm gonna face it. Which, I as somebody who smokes weed, like there's differences to this. I've gone through my fucking idiot era. I've been through it. I know like what the shit does to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit ain't worth it, bro. The shit, the shit,
100%.
the shit ain't worth it. If you're like truly dealing with something and you feel like um a substance is going to solve that problem for you, it's gonna solve it for a little bit and then it's gonna come back twice as bad.
Right.
And then you're gonna do it again and then it's gonna be 4 times. You're just doubling it and passing it off to yourself every time.
Yeah. I think when I was at my lowest, like with drug addiction too, I think the largest part of it was just distracting myself.
Mhm.
Like you're not. It's not even necessarily
You don't even
suppressing
want to
it.
look
It's
yourself
just
in the mirror, bro.
yeah. I mean, and you almost have this like disassociation with yourself too. Like
Like,
you're
is this
like,
shit
I'm
real?
gonna
Like,
I'm gonna go take a break from who I am, and I'm gonna go get high, and then I'll return to it later, and I'll try to deal with it later, knowing that it's only gonna get worse.
yeah.
But that's and then it just funnels into this toxic cycle, and
Mhm.
that's why I think like having people next to me that were telling me like, dude, you are fucking up, or like you are going down a terrible path, and I've had friends that have battled addiction, and like my best friend has gotten sober, and we had to let him know, like, bro, we can't let you do this to yourself because
Yeah.
it's impossible to see it yourself when you're in it in the
Well,
deepest.
and even though in that moment, sometimes those people don't want that help, but then once they come around, they're gonna thank you later,
Right.
every fucking time.
Right. Yeah, because they don't want to. You don't want to have to deal with it head on. Like
Mm-mm.
cutting off cold turkey, especially when you were like alcoholic or into pills or anything like that. It's like
You're standing on the edge, looking.
you want to
down.
die. Yeah. And it's you never want to feel like that.
Mm-mm.
It's the worst feeling to watch
Feel like
somebody
you're
go through.
Yeah, feel like you're done with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. Let me see. We might be able to do these wings, bro.
I'm about to
Okay. All right.
Man, check it though. I can't prepare, bro.
All right, so as y'all can see, I brought 3 wings on here. These are like the hot ones.
Thank God it's only 3, bro.
So this one's like a normal barbecue. The first one is not gonna be bad, and then we got this like habanero sauce in the middle, and then we got the da bomb on the end. That one's just
and you loaded it too.
yeah, yeah, that one is.
I'm
just
looking
like,
at mine, bro, and there's just sauce caked on the whole bottom side of this wing, bro.
dude, anything goes after that one. So we'll eat each one, and then I'll ask us a question, and we'll go from there.
Bet. Oh yeah, let me get my phone out because I took a.
All
I
right,
wrote.
bet.
I had a couple for you too.
All right, bet.
Jeez.
All right, are we getting clear most of the wing?
Yeah, gonna try to.
All right, first one ain't gonna be bad. It's just barbecue. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
It ain't that bad.
I almost cleaned it one fell swoop. Not quite though. Was trying to be a pro, but that's got a little kick of something on there.
It's got something in there.
Hmm.
I need a Chipotle.
No, that's a little more than just Chipotle, motherfucker. I thought you said this was barbecue.
It is, but it's got me sweating a little bit. All right.
Shit. Trying to make a mess of this table, dude.
Anything goes after the third wing, bro. I'm telling you.
All right, I got that. I'll clean it
All right, bro. First question. If you're on death row and you got your final meal, what's your meal?
Give me like a 16-ounce ribeye steak. Let me go ahead and open that just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I'm gonna need a
16-ounce
16-ounce ribeye steak, some garlic red skin potatoes, like
Okay,
the cut up. Probably do some like asparagus with it, just like a classic, just a classic
100%.
dinner.
Okay, yeah.
And then I mean, if it's a death row meal, bro, come on, give me like a couple tequila shots, like
Yeah.
going out in style.
100%.
Yeah.
I think I would do chicken Alfredo. That's just my OG. I'll go
Yeah,
there anytime.
you can't go wrong.
And then straight up my side, bro, it would have to be the Arby's curly fries with the cheese sauce. Dude, I love that.
No, I can.
And like garlic mashed potatoes, like you said, I love that.
Bro, you can't go wrong. Like either garlic mashed potatoes or even just like the garlic red skin, where it's just like the little squares or however they
Dude,
cut
and
them up.
it's my last meal. I'm having dessert. I want like one of those carrot cakes made by one of those fucking grandmothers that only makes it for like a special occasion. Like
what
only
is-
makes it for their favorite grandson.
I'm trying to think.
Give me a
what would-
slice of that.
What would I have for dessert, bro?
And like Sprite with grenadine. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that.
I like
The
Coke
Shirley
with
Temple, bro?
grenadine. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Man, I didn't
Couple
even think
tequila
about
shots.
dessert.
Yeah. Oh, dude, carrot cake, bro. That's my go-to.
Man, give me. I'll make it funny, bro. I'll just like it would be like classic. Go off one of them like was it the Kraft chocolate pudding?
Yeah, bro.
but like you would get like a whole case of them. Like
Yeah, just give me all of them. Just give me the whole
yeah,
six-pack.
like the whole 6-pack. Like I need all of them, and I'm gonna eat them really slow.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah.
I
That
got a
would be
16-ounce steak. It's gonna take me a while to finish that.
good. Yeah, they're gonna have to delay the killing.
Probably, bro.
100%. You said you had a question. You want to wait for the
Oh
last
yeah,
two?
yeah. I'll get you one. One of mine was what was the first thing that got you into music? I mean, we talked about this on mine, but now I can flip the script. And what has kept you going?
So like literally the first, and I think I've said this on a video before. My high school sweetheart at the time, or when I was 16, like we broke up and she like stopped talking to me. And my buddies two of my best friends were rappers at the time.
Okay.
And they were like, bro, let's just they wanted to make almost like a parody track, but I was like, man, maybe if I make a song and it gets popular enough, she'll listen to it and it'll like kind of piss her off. And it ended up making this track and it was about her. It was called Short Dates, Long Nights. It was my first song I ever released under Chief Kelly.
Fire.
And it ended up getting popular with my school. And she to this day, will say she ain't listened to it, but all her friends said that like she started making her cry and all that. And that's
they'll always say they didn't listen to it.
and like fun fact, like that was my high school sweetheart, and we ended up splitting up in high school. And most of my early music is about her. And then we ended up getting back together when I was 22, and that's the woman I'm marrying.
Man,
it's full circle moment.
aren't you
bro.
glad you started?
That's what I'm saying, and it's one of those things. Is like I don't know if I would have changed anything because if we didn't break up, like if we stayed together the whole time, I don't know if I would ever made music.
Yeah.
And I think my life would be totally different than where it's at.
No, that's how I feel about if I had never just decided to move. Because I almost, bro, before I moved to Ohio, I almost broke up with her. I was like, dude, like because my parents were telling me that, with like how COVID was coming up, they're like, just come home, you always have a place here. And I was like, I wanted something else. So I said, fuck it, and moved.
Yeah.
And,
Would I leap of faith?
Yeah. Would I change anything? No.
Right.
Like, why?
We have too much things that are good now that it's like if I were to change anything, I'd be too afraid that I'd lose one of those.
Yeah, and it's like I'm a firm believer like you are where you are right now because you're supposed to be. So it's like why would I change anything? No, because I probably wouldn't have ended up right here in this seat. Like
Right, exactly. With this TikTok lives going and
getting
new project,
getting this wing about
to start sweating.
kill me.
All right, so I'll be honest. The next one,
Oh,
my fiance tried it this morning and she got pissed at me because I told her it wasn't that hot. It's really.
Are you
hot.
just used to eating these like every day?
No, but I've done the challenge with like my coworkers and my buddies over the last couple weeks. So
Bro, so he got to practice. Like
it doesn't get easier, I'll tell you. But the next one is habanero. So good luck, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Something's there. That one creeps up a little bit.
That's what you can't do. If I do that, I'm gonna be on fire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Something's happening.
I don't know what's happening to him, but this really ain't that bad.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good then.
Hold on.
Oh god. Maybe it's the residuals. Ugh. All right. The next
I'm gonna
question.
try not to touch my milk as long as possible.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to match you. I'll try not to drink. All right. Next question. You'll probably like this, bro. 'Cause I'm a huge, huge Pokemon guy. Huge Pokemon guy. Bro. What is your top 3 Pokemon?
My top 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so first,
Yeah, bro,
easily
that's your
easily
top.
my favorite. Jirachi is my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Jirachi.
Hold on.
Yo, show it off.
Yeah, you gotta. I probably can't see it because I got so much fucking hair, but got Jirachi tatted on the side of my neck.
What's his powers?
Jirachi's a mythical. It shows up once every 1,000 years when it someone sings with a voice of purity, which is like why I tatted on my neck.
That is.
And then it grants wishes for 7 days. Number 2 is probably Skeptile, just be just because
Yo, don't let it itch you, bro.
it caught me a little bit. That one, feel that in my cheeks, bro. Like
yeah, something's happening.
But yeah, Skeptile, just because I would run through fucking Emerald with it. I think Skeptile was the first Pokemon I ever hit level 100 with. And then third's probably Kyogre.
Kyogre?
Yeah. Did you see my?
Yeah.
Did you see my plate?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. I drive a blue Civic, and like with the lights and shit, it looks like Kyogre. Just made sense.
Dude, I would say my number 1 is Suicune.
Cold.
Yeah, I love
Cold.
that fucking legendary dog, dude. And I feel like if I had a spirit animal, for whatever reason, I'd want that thing next to my side. Like,
the design for Suicune is just so tough
it's
too.
peak. It's peak. My number 2 has got to be Ho-Oh. I remember like I think it was the first episode where you see Ho-Oh flying over the sun.
Literally.
with the glistening.
Yep.
That was like the most
That was before
nostalgic.
Gen 2 was even a thing too, which is crazy.
Dude, and it resurrects people from the dead. Like that's the coolest.
Sacred Ash,
coolest
baby.
Pokemon. Yeah, right. And then my number 3, like if I didn't, I feel like I shouldn't do like a legendary or mythical. It'd have to be one of the evolutions. I'd probably go with like Espeon.
Oh, bro, Espeon was my favorite too.
I think just Espeon over Umbreon because of the OG Espeon EX card or like the e-readers like from Aquapolis. Dude, those are the coolest cards.
I always fucked with like the psychic types. So it was like Espeon, the purple, like, and its shinies green. So
I feel like Umbreon's got more of like a bandwagon over the last like since Evolving Skies.
Yeah, it's because of the cards.
Yeah, the Moonbreon. All right, man. So
let me see if I got. I was gonna ask. This is pretty just besides eating these wings, what keeps you grounded just on a regular day to day? Like, what do you do that helps you, just stay like level?
If I went with a non-cliche, it would be I work a corporate job, dude, and when I'm sitting there in the middle of the day, it's like, yeah, I have this moment of like, yeah, this fucking sucks, but I have friends and I've been through the moment where I've been broke and I have no direction. My music's failing. It's like I just have like a perspective of looking around me, and I have a house, I have a fiance, I have loving family. I'm close to my nieces and nephews. Like
life is good.
Yeah, that's enough. Right. I don't try to overthink it and think, oh, I'm not where I want to be at, or my music's not mainstream. Like
appreciating the little things, and not even the little things, because everything you named is major.
Right. But people overlook it when other things maybe aren't where they want it to be at.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I don't take them for granted.
Can't.
All right, so the last one is the infamous Da Bomb from from Hot Ones. This thing is fucking hot, dude. If you I might need to stand up at some point. I'll be sweating. We can try to eat the whole thing if you want, but I'll follow your lead.
Oh, you're following?
Cheers,
motherfucker.
I'll tell you right now. At first, it's not that hot.
It's gonna sneak up. Man, don't. All right.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
Man, you know what? You only get to do this one time. Fuck it.
Or multiple in my situation.
I'm gonna kill the whole thing before it hits me.
Oh, dude. Bro, I don't know if I can do all that. Oh, God. Dude, I feel like I just got hit by some firewood. Smoke.
Taking it slow.
Yeah, you're a champ, bro. Oh, my God. I'm getting a little woozy here.
Go and get all this off of here before I accidentally rub my eyes.
That actually happened to one of my coworkers. She was freaking out and started rubbing her eyes and freaked out even more.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
Bro, it's like it's sitting in the back of my throat.
pause.
Yeah, bro, shit.
Oh my.
Oh man, I'm sweating. Whoo,
I got real tears in my eyes.
man, I'm trying to buy some time here. Something's happening.
I'm trying not to.
Hold on, let me see. Woo, shit. Oh my god, dude. One of y'all gotta try those wings, bro. Oh
No, don't do it. Look at me. Look at me. You want to try those wings?
No, but I hope it's
All right, it's milk time. I can't.
Dude. I'll be honest with you, I don't think water really touches it. It doesn't help I'm lactose intolerant, bro. All right.
I'm just over here with tears just streaming
Oh
down my face.
God. Woo. All right.
Waterfall.
I can't, bro.
All
All right. Last question. If you could collaborate with any artist or musician,
Is this living or dead?
living or dead, it could be anybody. Who would it be? I'm having like an out of body experience right now.
Peep or Mac, bro, probably. I had somebody tell me recently in one of my lives that God, bro, why did I think this was a good idea? My ears are ringing.
My hands are like vibrating right now.
Oh my God. What song was it? Oh, I don't even know if I'll be able to remember. It was that song that had Wicca Phase on it with Peep. I can't remember the name of it right now. If you're watching this and you remember, Xander, I know it was you that said it. Somebody was like, yeah, you would sound crazy on this song. And I was like, I was playing it back, like just the beat, like instrumental of it. And I was like, oh, I could definitely hear that. Like,
Yeah, dude, that would actually be insane.
but if we're talking like people who are alive currently, I really want to work with Brennan Savage. I feel like, I named him earlier. Like I could see myself on a playlist with him. There's aftershocks to this.
It's like it's radiating around my face, but my whole body can feel it. I have this weird sensation in my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I keep stretching. I need to wipe my face, but I'm not gonna do that.
Oh man,
my tongue is like vibrating.
I need some like ice cream or something. I'm like disassociating.
What about you, bro?
On here, if I could collaborate with anyone, it would have to be Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. Like, dude, the grunge era. When I was growing up, when I was a wee teen, that was the best music ever. And like, he's like the only person still alive from that era. I mean, and shit, what was it? That song Black is one of the best songs. I think it might be the best song ever written.
I had to try not to spit that milk everywhere.
And Aaron Lewis too, the singer of Stained. I feel like I could make like the best track ever with him if I could get him on a.
I gotta stand up
like
for
an
a second.
acoustic alternative track. It's no joke. It's no joke.
Oh my God, bro. It's like the milk almost somehow makes it worse because it dulls it and then it just comes back worse, bro.
Mm-hmm. I really thought you were gonna get through it. Like it took you 2 minutes for it to hit it. I really thought you were about to champ it out and just not get affected at all.
Now, if I would have done that, that would have been a miracle. Holy shit. Oh, I'm not going to be okay the rest of the day.
Dude, I feel like my body is exhausted and I just kind of want to go take a nap.
I'm concerned for the next dump that I take.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, you cleared those wings, bro. I
tried.
I had to leave a little bite on that last one. I don't know if we can return to it.
We did it.
Yes,
we did it.
Yo, shout out Shout out KPR for handling the Hot One Shout like an absolute champ.
Shout out Mr. Chief Kelly having me on, man.
Of course, man.
I would do it again. I would do it again. Maybe not the full bite on that last swing.
I might have to bring like some ice cream with me next time because I need something to bring it down. No, man, but it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast, man. You're an insanely talented artist. I love to see where it's gonna take you, and if there's anything you got to say to the camera or want to let everyone know, now would be the time.
Man, I just want to say thank you, bro, having me on. You know, I'm not gonna lie, like I've always wanted to do like an interview or a podcast or something, and for it to be with somebody I already have like a good relationship with and fuck with everything you've done creatively on that side, bro, it just makes it like even more seamless. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean? Like
man.
first podcast, bro, like I don't know how many first podcasts ever go like this.
Yeah, I had to throw a monkey wrench in it.
But yeah, no, I just want to say thank you guys. You know, if you're anybody who's watching, you know, if you're from the lives, if you're, you know, one of his people, thank you. You know, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, spending the time to let us share a piece of ourselves with you guys. You know, Escape Velocity will be out by the time you're watching this tonight. What is it? Less than 9? Yeah, less than 9 hours now.
Yeah, what is it, August 7th?
Yeah, August 8th, man. As soon as that midnight hits,
yeah,
y'all can run that. And I'm excited as fuck because everyone's been like super amped just off what they've heard through TikTok Live, like, you know, playing it off a speaker to my phone speaker. Sounds way different when you can listen to headphones or your car. I'm just saying. So
absolutely.
You know.
Now, I just want to say to everyone, while my lips are burning and my soul is slowly leaving my body, I just want to say how grateful I am for everyone who's been tuning in to Skelly and Company. My goal with this podcast is so you guys can get to know me and my guests a little bit more and see that other side of us that we don't get to show in our music. You know, I just want people to see my sense of humor and the way I interact with people. And just obviously I want KP to be able to use a platform so his followers and supporters can get to know him a little bit more too. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and it's been a pleasure, brother.
Man, hey, and if you haven't heard any of his music and you're coming from, you know, you're one of my peoples, you're gonna fuck with his shit real heavy. So
Absolutely.
Make sure to go listen to that when you're done watching this.